All right. Looks like attendees are starting to come in here. So thank you all for joining us today. We're gonna wait a few minutes for everybody else to file in. So please take your seats and grab your popcorn and get cozy. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's see. Yeah, let's see where some people are from here, and throw it up in chat.
I know, I'm always amazed when like all the different time zones that we get from people who are dialing in. We normally have a lot of people calling in from Europe or the Southern Hemisphere. I'm always like, wow, it's awesome. It's great.
New York, all right.
Nice. Part of our team's up in New York, and we heard you guys just got some snow, just a little bit, but hopefully it's a mild winter and you guys aren't trapped under feet and feet of snow for too long.
Snow is something I miss, if I'm being honest. I'm from Syracuse, and so it's one of the best places to get snow. All that lake effect coming right off the lake there, and it's a lot of fun. So I've definitely missed that.
I miss the first day of snow, but
First day, yeah.
Like after it's been around for, like, it's just those dirty piles of snow.
Yeah, that's never ideal, but not the prettiest, but
Yeah.
The
initial dusting the initial part is beautiful. It's great. Lovely. Growing up in Nebraska, as you know, Chris, we had so much snow. We had a bunch too. It was really cold though. I would say that was a very, very cold place with the wind. So, and sometimes we wouldn't even get that much snow. It would just be so cold. So it just depended on like with the moisture.
Yeah. Well, what's something to warm us up, Kestrel? What's your go-to maybe drink to warm you up at night?
Oh my gosh. Well, Chris, that is a really great question, because
did I tee you up for that one?
I did. Yeah, you teed me up. We'll talk about it. Well, we can talk about it now, talk about it later. But if you guys go check out our YouTube page, we had a little bit of fun and created some warming cocktail videos for the holiday season. Because one of my favorite things to have when it's cold outside this time of year is something like mulled wine, which is super easy to make if you've never made it. It's actually a lot of fun. There's a non-alcoholic version too. So if you want to make some with your kids, that's really easy. But it's just a really great holiday flavor, full of like allspice and nutmeg and cinnamon. You can add a little star anise in there with some cider and red wine. It's really easy to make. You can make just 1 cup for yourself, or you can make like a giant batch in a crock pot for a lot of friends or family members. Something we like to do at Thanksgiving is actually have a crock pot of mulled wine just going all day long. So anyone can just come up and get a little bit at a time.
I feel like the crock pot is the key to that.
Yes. Yeah, the crock pot is super helpful because you can make so much at once, but also if you like cut up oranges or apples, or like even get like the cinnamon sticks and all this, you can put it on top and it just looks really pretty. And like I said, it's really aromatic also. But yeah, I don't know about anybody else, but where do we have people coming in from? And do you have any like winter drinks that you love to have? I just mentioned mulled wine's one of my favorites. I also make this thing that I just called Santa's coffee because I thought it sounded cute, but essentially it's just bourbon and chocolate liqueur. And it's just like a dessert, like just straight up, this is a dessert, but I put cinnamon in it and I think it is just the best. Like it's just such a nice little treat on a cold night. And here in North Carolina, a little
extra cinnamon on there.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you watch these like we made these fun videos around these holiday cocktails, if you watch them, you will find that Kestrel puts cinnamon in anything she can. So like what do you got? Great, let's put some cinnamon in there. Hey guys, we're gonna get started here in just a second. We just wanted to wait a little bit to get as many people coming in. I know there's a lot going on. We've got got somebody saying hot toddy is one of their favorite things to make. That's a classic. Can't go wrong with that. In college, I really thought that you were supposed to drink hot toddies when you were sick, but obviously, but like
maybe a different version of it.
Yeah. Just I was doing it wrong. But they are spectacular. Ooh, eggnog with rum. That sounds great. All right, so some of you might have noticed that Brian is not on today's call. So Chris is going to get us kicked off soon here, but Chris is our CEO over here at Seguno. And thanks so much, Chris, for filling in last minute.
My pleasure. Always happy to help, and can't pass up an opportunity to present with you. So thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Chris. All right, we ready to kind of get this party started?
Can everybody see the Kestrel and I changed the attendee view there to standard.
Coming in from Sonoma. Oh, Neroli Global. Hey, Shelly. Good to see you. Glad you joined us today.
There we go. Now we can see everybody.
Perfect.
Well, shall we kick this off here?
Yeah, hopefully everybody can see my screen. If not, let us know.
No, can't see it. Oh, okay.
Oh, can see it now. Perfect.
All right, let's do this.
Cool.
So just to address the most important question that everyone will have, yes, we are going to record this. It is currently recording. Confirmed, I can see it.
We are recording. It is happening.
And so we will send out the recording and the other resources afterward. So don't worry about that. We will send out the recording. For questions, please do use the Q&A. It's a lot easier to manage those. Questions can get lost in chat. So please send those into the Q&A and we'll get those answered. Now to get over to well, there's us. You know Kestrel, of course. Kestrel is our wonderful senior strategist over here, bringing all the great learnings and content for you all to help up level your marketing. And so thrilled to be here with Kestrel. I myself am the CEO and co-founder over here at Seguno. So more than thrilled to be here with you all. I usually get to be behind the scenes answering some questions and enjoying the show. So happy to get here and talk with everybody. So thanks for coming. Who is Seguno? That's a great question. Well, that's us and our team here, and we are your friendly neighborhood marketing partner, and we're here to help you grow your business. And we do that by offering the easiest to use tools built right inside of Shopify, the best-in-class support, and the templates and learning resources to help you up-level your skills as a marketer. So whether you want to be a better marketer and kind of learn and grow yourself, we've got the wonderful resources for you. If you want to have a little bit more done for you, those templates can make you look like a pro in no time. So we're here to help. If you are already a Seguno user, thank you so much. It really means the world to us, and we love hearing from you. The best way to show us how you feel about us is to leave a review, and they really mean the world to us. They actually get notified right in Slack whenever someone leaves a review, so the whole team can see it immediately. and we do a little, some people do a little happy dance when we get a good review. So if you want maybe a little video sent your way of somebody doing a happy dance over here, I'd love to send that your way. So please, if you can, leave us a review. They mean so much to us. So Kestrel, kick us off here. What are we going to be talking about today?
Awesome. So today, first up, I want to talk through a couple of little tips to holidayize your current messages. Now, some of these things you might already be doing, but there's a few tips and tricks in here I want to make sure you know about because they can add in some additional clicks. And as you guys know, I'm always trying to get more opens, more clicks, because it all equals more conversions, more sales for you. Then I'm going to talk about some specific holiday messages that I think you could send out next. I've got some great examples that you can reference. And then I'm going to hand things over to Chris, and he's actually going to walk you through how to create a campaign template. We've got some new ones that have just come out. And even if you're not using a campaign template, I think this is still a really great thing to watch because Chris is an expert at using the email editor and just working within the app in general. So I still think you would get a lot out of this. This is just some great hands-on time. And of course, we're going to have Q&A at the end. But as Chris mentioned earlier, if you do have a question, go ahead and put it in the Q&A and one of us will answer it as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick things off. First up, some just quick tips to holidayize your newsletters. And as you can tell, holidayize is a very official term, definitely in the dictionary. I didn't
5 times fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Super easy to say. Really glad I made it up. All right. Now, this is one of the simplest things you can do if you have a collection for your gifts section, or you could even just use your bestsellers, honestly. But I would put that collection as a gift section in the menu in your header. And so it's really quick and easy to do this. Just go to the header section and you can add a new piece of content. You could also replace a piece in your menu that maybe isn't so relevant right now. So for instance, let's say normally you have swimsuits. Maybe you want to take that out and put gifts in. This is also something that's just good to remember throughout the year, that every now and again you can tweak what's in your menu to match the time of year. Just one thing that I would keep in mind is that you only want to have, let's say, 3 or 4 things in your menu at any given time. You don't want to have like 6 or 7. It starts to stack and look a little bit busy up at the top. And the reason why this is so important, I want you to think it through. When somebody opens up an email, this is really the first thing they see. So if they already know your brand, like your brand, and they see gifts, it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction to click that right away. And as much as we love the rest of the message, we love them clicking through the most. And so anything we can do to kind of trigger people right away to click is really important. This just takes a few moments to go ahead and customize in the header. And while you're at it, make sure to kind of take a look at your logo size. Often we see people with really large logos or really small logos up in their top section. And I would try to find a way to even that out. Right now, you can see that we happen to have this logo at 226 pixels. That's not a secret number. It's just that at this size, I can easily recognize the logo. I can easily see it. It's not too small, not too large. We just want to make sure it's not taking up too much space and that it's not squished. So keep that in mind too while you're going in there and making those updates. And these updates are, like I said, are good for year round. It's just a good thing to look into and to do. The next thing, and this is probably the most obvious, and in many ways, maybe you've already done this to your website or to your social platforms, but it's the idea of adding in holiday elements to your media. So whether that's email marketing specifically, obviously that's what we're talking about, but I bet you're probably doing that across other channels. So that could be something as simple as having some festive graphics or colors. So maybe just adding in some holly sprigs or some gift images is a really popular one. I really like gift images because it helps people visualize the idea of gifting. You could also, maybe you already have holiday lifestyle images. I know that some people, when they do their photo shoots in summer, they remember Christmas and they get images that are placed together that look good for the holiday season. I think that can be smart too, or anything weather related, whether that's hot or cold, depending on what hemisphere you're in. Those are simple things, and I'll show you the examples of those when we go look at some of the messages. But what I wanted to really make sure everyone knew is that Seguno connects directly to your Instagram and to your Canva. So if you've got great Instagram images and you want to use them in your email, just go ahead and make that connection. Just go to the dashboard where it says connections and follow the instructions for Instagram. It's super easy, it just takes a few seconds. Or if you, you can also use Canva. So I know many of you are big fans of Canva. I use Canva constantly, 24/7. And it's really easy to just create an image right within your email and use it right away, or edit a past Canva image and put it in there as well. So those are little things you can do to really help save time, because if anything you can do to help create some content in your messages quickly and easily is really helpful. Now, the next thing is using animated Gifs or Flipbook, the Flipbook section within Seguno. If you want to know how to turn a short video, and by short, I mean like 1 or 2 seconds, into a GIF, we've got a whole video on how to do that. I break it down step by step, and that is on our YouTube channel. And of course, we'll link there later. So please feel free to watch that. I think that works great when you're trying to show off clothing or maybe how something is used. That can be really fun. But if you just want to put together a quick GIF, then I would use something like Flipbook, which is a section within Seguno. And Flipbook is basically, and we've all done this as kids, but you know how you would take a book, maybe a textbook, when you are in school, and you would draw a little stick figure and then flip the pages and it would make a little movie. Yeah, that's the idea behind Flipbook, is that you put multiple images and you stack them on top of each other, and then they play. So you can see here in this animated GIF, so that I've got the holiday gift guide, and then I cycle through to my little model wearing a tutu, and then to my little model wearing a dinosaur costume. So this is just a really cute way of, instead of just putting in a gift guide, I also put in the items that are in the gift guide in there. And there's lots of other examples that you can do with Flipbook, but it's just such a simple way to create a little GIF. And I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that that tool was available and that you could use it so quickly and easily. Now, the next thing is, this is another time saver, but let's say that you created that great animated GIF, or you created this great piece of content. Maybe it was from Canva, or maybe it's from your Instagram, or maybe like here, it's a section with buttons in it. If you really love that you created a section and you want to use it over and over again, then you can just go to that section and hit save section. And then that way you can go back to it over and over. And I highly recommend integrating save sections into your overall workflow, because once you create a great piece of content, there's no need to reinvent the wheel every time. Just use it as a saved section and you can instantly pop it in whenever you need to. Now, you've seen saved sections in a lot of emails throughout your getting email life. Because big companies use this all the time, right? It's how we're able to scale so quickly. And like I said, we don't want to reinvent the wheel every time. We did recently come out with a holiday lookbook, and we've got lots of great examples of saved sections in there. But I'm just going to point out a few. Now, some of these are pretty, they're built up quite a bit. You'll notice these from Sephora, and this gift guide is actually from Fossil. And what they've done with this saved section is they've identified all the friction points, the problems that their shoppers have that keep them maybe from purchasing or that give them anxiety. And then they make sure to state the solutions to those problems. So for instance, with Sephora, it's shopping made easy, because obviously nobody wants hard shopping. And then they point out free shipping, because free shipping is probably a huge barrier for them over and over again. So they want to point out that they have free shipping in every message, which is what makes this a great saved section. They just pop this into every message they send out. Same thing with Fossil, they want to point out that they have payment flexibility, or this curbside service, or you can buy online and pick up in the store. They might seem kind of they might seem a little robust or a little complicated for you, but I would encourage you to think about the messages you want to make sure your audience knows every time you send out a message. Maybe it's something as simple as that you have Afterpay, or this right here from Masonette where it says shop early to avoid shipping delays. That's just a really simple message, a really simple banner. And they were putting it in every message that's going out so that people over time see it over and over again. And they start to get the point, oh, I do need to shop early to avoid shipping delays. Now this works, the holiday season is hyper focused on sales, but really having saved sections throughout the rest of the year is very useful. So just another one of those little pro tips, little hints that can help make sure that you're as quick and efficient as possible, because I know you have a million other things that you need to get to. All right. Now, before we dive into any messages, I just want to let you guys know that we still have Q&A open. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put those in there and we'll definitely get to them. So let me know if I'm going too fast or if you want anything that I mentioned and you want some answers to it. I'm happy to go through. But let's now jump into some holiday messages, and we can see some of these tips that big brands are taking to heart and putting into action. All right, so in this first message here, Fossil, so you can tell up at the top, that's a saved section, and they use that over and over in a lot of their messages. But this is mostly a gifting focused message. And their take on this gifting message is basically shop our best sellers. Like they're just, hey, gifts are good, shop our best sellers. And they put a best-selling handbag in there and some wrapped presents. So they've got a combination of some holiday imagery and then a general gift guide. They're not pointing out, gifts for women, gifts for men in this necessarily. They're just saying overall best sellers. And I would say that if you're the type of Shopify merchant where you don't have specific gifts for him, gifts for her, gifts for kids, gifts for dogs, you don't have that, then this might be a good approach because it's a little bit more general. Up next, this is kind of on the other side of the spectrum. This is going to be a little bit more precise. So in this gift guide, they're pointing out very specific gifts, and these are very popular categories or types of play that kids might get into. So play kitchens and foods, dolls and doll houses, pretend play, educational toys. So these are a lot of very popular types of play that kids have. And so this is also serves as like, oh, hey, thanks, that would be a good idea. Because maybe as a parent, you're kind of out there fishing, like, oh God, what am I going to get? What would be good? And so a gift guide like this offers up ideas, which is really helpful. This one I like. This is also from Fossil. And what they did here was not only do they have they call it all stacked up, but they show off, multiple earrings. And then below this, they showed multiple earrings as products. So that gives you an idea of maybe how you would want to buy the items together. The whole point of this, again, is to help people find a present for somebody on their list. And on your side, really, you're just showing off your products and then angling them as presents. Now, the next message to consider has to do with shipping. So, shipping it's just it's a big deal for everybody, right? Like people want to get things there on time, right? No matter what holiday they might be celebrating, they still have a deadline in mind. They want to get things there on time. So that's why Masonette is showing off this order by the 24th, to get it there by the 24th, order by the 13th at 10 p.m. They're giving really specific instructions. Now, obviously, they have a lot of control over their logistics. You might not have that same thing where you know exactly what time shipping should be cut off, but hopefully you know what your last shipping date should be. And that's what you're going to want to make sure to tell people and, even lead up to it. So maybe a day before or 2 days before your last shipping day, you want to make sure to say, hey, the last shipping day is coming up. And then on that last shipping day, you want to say today is the last shipping day. It gives that sense of urgency, and it can kind of give people that just one extra push they needed to making that purchase. I also really like this message here from Tatley. So you remember back to when I was talking about holiday images and colors. So here I just thought they did a really nice job. They really just took a picture of some fun ornaments and added in some different elements and then put a graphic on top of it. So I thought that was just a really fun way to kind of put together a more holiday message, right? It's still very much holiday content, but it's colorful and it matches their brand a lot. So it's a smart graphic. And they're very bold. They're saying just order by the 10th for holiday delivery. That's just very short, sweet, to the point. That's a great line you could use. Order by whatever to get for the holiday delivery. I love it. And you'll also notice that this layout is one of our foolproof layouts that we talk about so often, where we've got an image, some text, and a button. If you're ever like, oh no, what should I put in my emails? How should I lay this out? This is a good example. It's a foolproof layout. It's why we talk about it so much. And of course you can reorder this as needed, but this is one that works really well, especially in this message. The next thing I want to talk about is gift cards. Now, the great thing about gift cards is once the last shipping date has kind of passed, there's still a lot of people who forgot to get gifts. Like there just are. That happens every year. And that's where gift card messages can play a great role, because typically after the last shipping date has happened, marketers know that there's still wallet share out there, and wallet share just means budget. People still have some budget left, right? And they really need a gift. Actually, maybe they need a gift like right now. They don't even have time to go out to try to get one. They need it like now. And maybe they're at a holiday event and they need to make sure somebody is sent something quickly. That's where gift cards can really come in handy. And we'll actually have some gift card messages in our new campaign templates, our last minute shipping campaign templates coming up. But this is a great message from Madewell. Again, it's got that foolproof layout that I love. It's showing off the gift card, some great text. Gift cards fit everybody, get what you really want, that kind of thing. And then shop now. So it's a really simple message. You don't need to go too over the top. It's a simple concept for people, but I would recommend having a gift card message ready to go after your last shipping date. This is another really good one. They actually don't have an image of a gift card here. It's just a present with their logos and colors, but I think that this works really well as also. And then finally here, self-gifting. So about 30% of people's holiday budgets goes to gifts for themselves, whether that's clothing for holiday events or kind of like that treat yourself or get what you really wanted type gift. I know I'm guilty of doing this every year for sure, definitely. It's why you can't help it. And so I do recommend, if you haven't thought through like the self-gifting strategy, putting together a message around self-gifting. So whether it's, get what you really want or treat yourself, self-gifting is a great idea to be able to encourage people like, hey, remember you. So if you sell some products that it maybe would even indulge people in buying for themselves, this is a great angle to take at a message. This is another example here. Don't miss the self-gifting is encouraged. Really like that. And then we've talked about this before, but the idea of an overall holiday gifting campaign, this is where you have several messages that look very related, that are all tied to the same goal, and it's all around gifting or the holiday season in general. And so this is a great example. This is also actually within our holiday lookbook, if you're interested in taking a look at that at any time as well. Because we know that during the holiday season, it's just busy. It's just a lot busier than it is the rest of the year. Everyone is sending out a lot more emails. And so if you just send out your one message about gifting, it's just not going to break through the noise. It's just not going to cut it. People are not opening as many emails because their inbox is a little bit on overload. So in that case, you're just going to need to send a couple of more messages than maybe you would normally send during this time of year. And that's okay, because it's to be expected. It's what everybody else is doing. And we want to make sure that you're standing out and not that you're kind of being forgotten, because so many other messages are coming through. So the idea of email campaigns is that you coordinate all of your content to be around a specific goal, that you have a timeline that you're sending out the campaign, and that you can view aggregated results. We just released email campaigns. You can see them under newsletters, and you can combine newsletters however you wish so that you can then see them as a campaign. And then, of course, if you don't have the time to create those messages, and hey, we're kind of in the last stretch before last shipping, I get it. You might not have that time. That's where campaign templates can really help out. You can purchase a campaign template and then go in and tweak some of the colors around. And Chris is going to show us a lot more about that here in just a moment. And then you can go ahead and schedule it out. We'll also talk through some recommended send times today for you to be able to send out. The big thing is that for these gifting campaigns, we included last chance messaging. So we're going to want to think about when your last shipping day is and then work backwards from there. And we also, within these campaigns, we automatically put in a collection, and you can change that out for a featured product or whatever you want. Now, the big takeaways with campaigns in general, like I said, one message just not going to cut it. You want to make sure to have a consistent look and feel throughout all of your messages. We've talked about this in general, but especially with a campaign, if it's all around gifting, that's why having those saved sections can be really important too. It just builds up consistency, and that consistency can help to build trust, and people buy from companies they trust. And then if you know your customers are going to have some kind of trust issue, usually that's around shipping, you'll want to address that head on. So, you know, if a simple one is to say shipping, but there could be another thing that people might have a hard time with. Maybe if you sell a high price pointed item, maybe you need to say that you have afterpay, because if you present that to them as a solution, then they're going to be like, oh, well, actually I can consider this now because they have afterpay. I'll be able to spread out the payments on this product.
Another one that comes to mind, especially around the holidays, is the return window, right? So if you're maybe buying something early in the month and you're offering this as a gift to someone toward the end of the month, it's ideally they still have a bit of time to return that product if they don't like it. So that's another great thing to address is your return policy.
Yep, definitely something that people are going to ask right away. Like if we were in a store, people normally ask that right at checkout anyways. So why not proactively go ahead and answer it?
Yep. All right. Are we ready to see some campaigns in action here?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this.
Let's do it. So I'm going to walk through some things here. Feel free to throw out some questions, as well as if there's anything that you want me to kind of dive into more, then please let me know. So starting here on our dashboard, if you haven't been to the Holiday Hub already, please check it out. We've got some great resources there for you, and some fun things coming soon as well. But let's jump into newsletters. So campaigns are a group of newsletters, right, for a coordinated effort there. So they're under the newsletters tab. You can see campaigns here. And so this is where you would hit create campaign. Now, these are some of the templates that we've already gotten in our account, but you can also start from scratch. So you can build out your own campaign, but you can also go and visit the template store if you want to see some of the campaign templates that we have available for you. So here, featured, we have our holiday gifting campaign. So really great to kind of help you through at least that first half of the month up through your shipping deadline. So some great options here. You can hit preview campaign, and you can see all 5 of the messages here for these different campaign styles that our wonderful designer has made for you all. So if you need the template, then you can grab a template, and then you just select that and you give it a name, and let's say Holiday Gifting 2021. And then you choose the featured collection that you want to go in to populate those newsletters with products from. So I'm just going to choose our Holiday Gifts collection here, and then create campaign. And just like that, we've created these 5 newsletters. We've populated them with the products from your collection. And so right out of the gate, you've got these beautiful newsletters ready to go, but we just want to go in and customize them a little bit. So, there's a lot of different things you can do. If we go to, say, focus on some of the style things initially here, let's say, green is not your brand's style. So you can pop in, and this is a really cool kind of recent thing that we started doing, is leveraging transparent images so that you can just go in and change the background color. So you still get those beautiful ornaments, but I'm just going to go through these few sections here and just change the background color from green to pink. It's just super easy. And we're pulling those colors in from your online store as well. So that makes it even easier for you. So here's the wavy divider. Boom, just like that.
So cool.
Yeah, I love those new additions on the images there. Some other things, you'll notice these corners here. This is also a really cool thing. So if we go to our main product image up here, you can round the corners. So you can go from a square corner to a slightly rounded corner to really essentially creating a circle around your image, which just really up levels the design. And so it's awesome to not even have to go into a tool like Canva. Even though it's super simple there, it just saves you a whole extra step by having this setting right here. So we've got this holiday gift guide. So I'm going to jump over to our Madison page shop and just copy the link to our Gifs collection there. And that's where you can put that in as your link. So we've got that for our button, and then you can go through and link your other products as well, right? We can change our image if we want to. So again, check out the Instagram connection. If you've got a great photograph there that you want to use, take advantage of that. It makes it super simple, but you can just go in and let's take this one with the tutu that Kestrel showed off earlier. Look at that, with some cute little ornaments added in via Canva, which if you haven't seen before, you can just click edit to pop open your Canva editor and make those changes right within Seguno. So we've gone through, we've made some slight design tweaks. It's looking great. We've got our holiday collection down here, which again, you can make those rounded images. I just love that look. Okay, now we're moving on down to the footer where we've got this button group. So again, you just kind of go through. This is a great way to, as you kind of talked about with the gift guide, kind of categorizing some gifts to make it easier for people to find what they're looking for. And so you can just pop in the links to those specific collections. If you want to change these for gifts for him, gifts for her, price points, whatever it may be, you can just go in and customize these really simply here. And this beautiful image down here as well. Look, got that transparent background. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I love that.
So super easy to customize. Now let's talk about some of the campaign coordination pieces of it. So I'm going to pop back over to our original campaign here. And so you can see the grouping, and then when you are done and you want to schedule those, you just click the schedule button, pop in your subject line, let's say, and this is a fun tip here. Leverage some of the copy that is in the template there for your subject and preview text. So you've got the big headline, that initial copy below the image. Those are some great things to pull from. So let's say our holiday gift guide, something special for everyone on your list. And the schedule times, this again, Kestrel can kind of speak to some more, but you want to focus on your last shipping deadline and then kind of work backwards from there. So I'm just going to set this one to maybe go out on the 10th in the morning, say 7 a.m. And so I've already scheduled some of these other ones, you can see. And that's how easy it is to get going. Now let's talk promotions. If you are offering a discount, then you can just hop in to the newsletter here. and then you can enter in your discount. Now, let's say we want to offer 30% off. This is a discount that I already created inside of Shopify, and I chose to create unique codes. So it's a great way to personalize the message, to ensure that people can't share the codes out to anyone else, and just one-time use per customer. It's a great way to leverage those unique codes. And something that's really cool that we did for campaigns, similar to how we do for automations, is if you go and you set that same discount code for the subsequent newsletters in your campaign, we'll actually make sure that that person sees that same unique code. So it's just you're not giving out extra codes essentially as you're sending out these newsletters. So it's that consistent message. You still got this code available for you. Don't forget to use it. So just love that thing there. Other things to consider, maybe, when you're sending a large group of messages in a short period of time, it's great to pull out people that are converting as you go along, so you're not bombarding them. If you, depending on what you're selling, say you want to exclude people that have purchased since that newsletter went out. So here in the recipients, you can just go in and exclude a customer group. And I made one that was purchased in the last week, but you could be more specific in your creation of that customer group to start on a certain date. And so that way, your first one goes out to everybody, but then your subsequent ones are maybe excluding people that have recently purchased. So it's a great way to not send too many emails once they've already made that purchase. And here we have just a wonderful campaign there. Catherine really kind of laid out a map here for you. So just go through each and every message to customize these and then make them your own. Aside from the design, look at that scrolling marquee. Isn't that fun? But like your shipping dates, right? So you want to make sure that you go in here and customize those for your own. So if ground cutoff is, say, the 17th, just come in here and update that. Or if you don't have, say, a next day option, you can go in and hide that. Okay, so you got to make sure that your shipping details, your promotions, and any other styles that you want to change are for your brand and your business there. What do you think, Kestrel?
Well, no, I love that, because in a way, this just kind of like lays off my little to-do list. Like I'm just like, boop, I just boop, 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 boop. I customize this, I do this, and I hit send. Like I don't really have to come up with anything new here. I'm just kind of filling out the form. And then we didn't happen to we showed a lot of customization, but like, let's say there's a section in this that you just don't want to use. Just like anything, you can just hide the section. You can just turn the little eye off and then hide it. It's just not going to be there anymore. So if you don't want to have that in there, you can just pop it on out. So again, you can fully customize these. They're going to be great pretty much right out of the box, or you can really customize them in a matter of moments and have 5 messages just ready to go, which is a great feeling to have that many messages ready to go, because then you're not going to have to worry about it for the next 2 weeks.
We know you're busy, and we're trying to save you as much time as we possibly can so you can focus on the rest of your business. All right, so we go back to this newsletter here, view our campaign. And yeah, we've got these 5 scheduled here, all with the same discount, so that they'll get the same code as they go throughout once those are sent. And yeah, it's just super simple to go one step at a time and follow the map that Catherine laid out for you. You can also add a new one. You can duplicate one of these newsletters, say this one here about the shipping deadlines. Maybe you want to include a couple of those throughout your campaign here. So it's easy to duplicate and add into this campaign. And you can also do remails too. So taking advantage of saving even more time, getting an extra message out of a newsletter there by leveraging a remail. Yep.
And Chris, you mentioned earlier about the saved customer groups, and it just takes a moment. Can you show us those saved customer groups are, because I've talked to a lot of Shopify merchants who didn't even know they could do this. And it's like such a neat feature of Shopify, and that it connects right to Seguno.
Absolutely. So just go to your customers page here in Shopify. You can click on more filters. So the one we were talking about was the date of your last order. And so you could set a custom date, like if you wanted that to be when the first email of your campaign goes out. Let's say, I think I set ours as the 10th. So you can just set that and then click Save Filter. So ordered since 10th. Okay, so, and there's lots of other information that you can leverage. You can leverage tags. You know, if you want to start getting into more segmentation of your customer base, you know, you can leverage tags as a great way to do that. I also love kind of going off of what are called Rfm metrics, right? So recency, frequency, monetary. People that have maybe never purchased, maybe you want to give them a little more incentive to get them to make that first order. And maybe people that are VIPs, maybe they get early access to something. So if they've got kind of a total amount spent over $500, for instance, you could create a VIP customer group. And so all these customer groups that you save inside of Shopify are readily available for targeting within Seguno. So here we've got, we're selecting all recipients, but you could very easily just say, here's our VIP newsletter that we want to send out for some early access to things.
Yeah, I love that, because it gives you a lot more flexibility, especially because I know, there's a lot of Shopify merchants out there who maybe have groups of people that they want to send one thing to, but not send another. So you can do that segmentation, which can kind of really make a more sophisticated email marketing program.
Yeah, maybe you want to exclude wholesale. That's another common one if you're doing any wholesale. Mm-hmm. This is another feature where you might want to check this box during this big holiday campaign, right? So we have this option where you can skip people from receiving your newsletters if they're in certain automations. So let's say, regular time of year, someone signs up, they get your welcome email, you've got a series lined out for them that's really tailored to help them to convert. And you don't want to interrupt that with other random newsletters that you have going on throughout the year. So you can have people that are in those automations skipped from receiving some newsletters, but maybe you're going to have this big holiday campaign that you want to make sure everybody gets. So you can just simply check the include subscribers in automations checkbox right there.
Exactly.
Casper, what do you think about send times? Any other tips you want to share there?
Yeah, like we mentioned, as far as send days, like back your way up from your last shipping date for something like a campaign template. But as far as send times go, and this could include a lot of things, I still think mornings on weekdays is a strong policy. My favorite days are still Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not that there's anything wrong with the other days, especially this time of year, because people are checking their emails and looking for sales, or looking for products, looking for gifts all over the place. But in general, I still like mornings. I look at the data and I still see that that's when people are checking their messages. On the other hand, it's always great to test out a couple of different times of the day. Maybe not at this time of year. I would maybe stay with what is safe. So if you've already done the testing and you're like, for whatever reason, my audience really likes to open their messages at 9 p.m. at night, then okay, great. Maybe that's just when your audience happens to be awake and checking their messages. But for the most part, I think a lot of people are pretty into checking their email first thing in the morning. That's still one I suggest. So by that, I mean 6 to 8 a.m. 9 a.m., 10 a.m. can still work out. The later though you get there, I start to see kind of a down, because that's when people are getting involved in their day.
Right. So I'm just making a quick Flipbook here while you're talking.
Yep. So super easy to even change that size. You can do the rounding corner, the circle. You can even change the delay between the images, the looping. You have full control.
Yep. And then you can just add a little extra space here.
Yeah, that looks nice. Perfect.
And that person asked a question earlier. This is where you would just put the link for your Flipbook image.
Yep. Perfect.
All right. Anything else you want me to show here before I pass it back to you?
Well, I think that's up to the audience, but guys, we can always pass things back over to Chris. So if you have any questions specifically about the app that you want Chris and us to walk through, we're happy to do that now. But yeah, I've got a couple other things. Why don't we dig back into that? And then if we need to jump into the app, we can do that again.
Okay, great.
All right. So as I mentioned a little bit, or I alluded to earlier, we also have the last minute shopping campaign templates. Those will be coming out soon. They include messages, newsletters around gift cards and self-gifting. So these campaign templates are meant to kind of go, well, they can go out really whenever, it's up to you. But if you're busy with thinking about your last shipping day, these are great messages to send out for the rest of December. So after your last shipping day is over, but you know, there still could be sales to be made, that's when you would promote the gift cards or the self-gifting because there's less urgency there. So highly recommend, and we'll have those coming out here soon. Now, time for a couple of goodies to give away to people. Wanted to talk briefly about our YouTube page. I mentioned it earlier because we've got some great videos on there. We've got things that are instructional, like quick tips, how to turn a video into a GIF. We've also got some really fun content on there, an email reviews and makeover. That's the email edit. Catherine and I work on that together, where we review different Shopify merchant emails and then give somebody a makeover. It's a lot of fun. We've also got what to send each month. So we've got what to send in December, that's out, and then we'll have January coming out soon, so on and so forth. We also have the product updates. Those go in there as well. So if you ever want to know, hey, what's the newest feature in Seguno? Well, we post that there also. There's a lot of other goodies like at the Mindful Merriment. So we've got some fun stuff in there too. You know, we're trying to have a good time. But yeah, we've got post a lot of neat stuff on YouTube. So take a look there. Mindful Merriment. You know, the holiday season, I know you guys are feeling it. It's busy, it's rough. This is my, I don't know, 10th, 11th Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday season working in e-commerce and with different brands. So I know every year people really push themselves. Of course, the biggest sales day of the year for a lot of people also coincides with a lot of family events, so it can be a little stressful. So we came out with Mindful Merriment, where we just put together some fun content, how to create some fun cocktails, some fun playlists that you can use to as you're working away on things, or if you just need a break. And then of course, some cute kittens, because who doesn't want to just stare at some cute kittens? We were fortunate enough to have a team member who had just the most adorable kittens. And so we took advantage and posted some great pics of that. So it's really more just to have a good time, spread a little cheer, spend some time for yourself, remember yourself during the busy season. The rest of the Holiday Hub, we have a ton of great resources. I posted in the chat about our holiday subject lines, but we've also put out plenty of other information that you can get to as well, including something called a well wishes message. So maybe you've seen this where somebody wishes you a Merry Christmas, and you want to know how that could maybe fit into your own email program. So I've got several examples in there that you could take from. We also have the email marketing holiday lookbook in there if you want some more examples of messages. And then again, if you are feeling generous and you want to give us a great gift, it would be to leave us a review. We love them. Like Chris mentioned, we have them connected to our company Slack, and it means a lot to us whenever we see them. We take them and with a lot of pride. We've got that 4.8 rating on the App Store, and that just means a lot to us because we really want to help everybody out. So please, if you are already a Seguno user, consider this. It would be much appreciated. All right, so that's all the content that we have, and we're actually we're kind of at the end of the hour here, so I know people probably got to go. But Chris, I don't know if you have any questions or if we see any in the chat that we want to get going. I know something that I was thinking about earlier as you were going through and creating some of those messages, was around the different, changing the colors of that, with the images where you could change the colors, but the forefront stays the same, which is super cool, by the way. And I saw that it pulled in the Madison page colors. So it pulled in the online store colors. Does that mean that, like, for our merchants here, like if they want to pull in their site colors, that'll automatically pull them in to the newsletter?
Yeah, absolutely. When you first install Seguno, we actually go and find those online store colors that you have. And so those will appear at the bottom of your color picker. So just as you're going in to customize a message, just makes it super easy to make those branded.
Cool.
Speaking of Madison Page, that's our demo shop, right? A little kids fashion store there. Do you remember where Madison Page comes from?
I do, but would you like to share with the...
I wasn't sure if you remember, but anyway, those are the middle names of my daughters. So that's kind of where we came up with the shop for our demo store there.
Yeah, no, I love that even in our demo store, you managed to make it super personable and cute and meaningful. I love our Madison Page gear. Certainly makes for like really cute emails, right? Because it's just kids wearing really adorable clothes.
So the last minute shopping campaign template will be coming soon, hopefully by the end of this week. So stay tuned for that. Really excited about that. As Kestrel said, this holiday gift guide is really important for kind of up to that shipping deadline, but afterward there's still a lot of money to be made. So you want to make sure that you have more campaigns running for the second half of this month here.
Awesome. Well, I think that,
Any last questions? I think we might actually end right on time here.
I know. Holiday miracle. Well, this is probably going to be our last webinar for the year. We're going to get kicked off with a lot of great stuff. So please keep your eyes peeled. We've got some really interesting stuff coming down the pipe. And thank you everybody for joining us. Any last words, Chris?
Just thank you. We so appreciate you trusting us to help you with your email marketing. It really means a lot. And we love doing it. So thank you for choosing Seguno. And we wish you nothing but success and happiness and health through this holiday season and beyond. So happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, everybody.
We'll answer the last few questions here in chat, but go ahead and kick this off. So thanks for joining us. We'll send out the recording tomorrow with all the resources for you. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again.